Welcome to the Sound Creator Podcast, where I explore the fascinating world of sound design and sound effects. I'm your host, Cedric Black, and in each episode, I dive deep into the art of creating unique audio experiences. Join me as I share my personal journey in sound design, from crafting realistic sound effects to building captivating soundscapes. On this show, I will dive into this unique art of sound that brings movies, games, and media to life. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of the Sound Creator Podcast. I was gone a couple of days. I actually decided to take a little mini vacation, so I took a few days off and just went out of town for a little bit. And I'm usually when I try to vacation, when I try to take some time off, I try not to do anything or even think about work. I just try to disconnect. It's just some time for me to recharge my batteries, because I think all of us get overwhelmed with life and work and everything that goes on. You usually have life, home, children, if you have little small kids, and all of their activities. I know that's a lot in itself. And things around your house that come up, that's an ongoing thing that, if you have a house or wherever you live, there's always something that breaks or has to be fixed. So there's just always something to do. And there's just so much going on in the world and usually around us that we just have to take breaks. And that's what I did. Took a break. I usually do throughout the year, and it was good to get away from everything, but my mind is always around. It's always focused on sounds. My ears are always picking up sounds. So even when I'm supposed to be vacationing, I'm always hearing sounds. So, this time was not any different. I didn't have any, I try not to take any microphones with me, because if I do, I'll be tempted to I'll be tempted to work. So I didn't, but I just couldn't help myself. I was in the hotel that I was staying in, it was just an obvious squeaky door. The bathroom door had this really loud creaking noise. Well, first off, a squeaky noise from a door is common, so that's not really a unique sound, but it is just the sound that we hear all the time, and these are sounds that you hear in movies or video games or some type of media. So somebody has to capture these sounds, so I couldn't resist. I didn't have my special microphones, but if you remember from a previous episode, I always had my cell phone. So that's what I used, because I knew that I was going to be leaving and I didn't want to miss that sound. So I used my cell phone to capture the sound. It's nothing special. It's just a door, a squeaky door that needs some WD-40 or something sprayed on the hinges. And I just played around with it for, that was probably less than a minute. But if you watch a movie and you hear a squeaky door, or if you see maybe one of those old medieval movies with a drawbridge, you hear that sound. You may hear some in a horror movie or something suspenseful. You hear a squeaking door. It's not really a long sound. It's just something pretty quick, only a few seconds, because that's all that's needed. I mean, they're not gonna showcase or highlight a squeaky door for 3 or 4 minutes. So it's just something pretty quick. So I couldn't resist. So I captured the sound using my cell phone, and it's just a recording app that I have on my cell phone. But also, there was another sound that I was able to record. And when I walk down the hallway, there's a little section where there's a snack machine and an ice machine. but the ice machine was making this unique noise with the fan, and it was a constant. You can hear it as soon as I walked down the hall. The closer I got, the louder it became. It wasn't really a loudness that was annoying to the rest of the guests, but you could just hear it in that section. It's just, the power was working in that ice machine. But for some reason, I ended up deleting that file by mistake off my cell phone. I was cleaning some files off my app, and I think it was more because of when I played it back, I wasn't too satisfied with it, but I still should have brought it to this show. I didn't, and my mistake, because now I'm just really regretting. I really hate that, because I always think that every sound is useful and every sound has a story behind it. And that sound definitely had a story, but I lost it. It happens. So what's this podcast about? It's about my world and sound design. So those things happen in my world, and that's something that happened. But I was able to save and salvage the creaking door hinge sound, and I'll play that sound now. It's nothing, I've already told you the story behind it. There's nothing really special about it, but that's the sound. I just wanted to share that because I guess the lesson, I guess a good lesson that I wanted to, that you can take from this is that everywhere you go, there's sound. There's a book that I'm reading called The World is a Jukebox. That may not be the correct title, but it really is. Literally, sounds are everywhere that we look. They're in every direction, no matter, even when it's quiet, it's still the sound. So whenever I go somewhere, my ears are always picking up sounds that I normally, either sounds that I do hear every day, like traffic or people, noise of restaurant sounds. There may be other noises that I pick up. And it's easy to pick up other sounds, especially in a hotel room, because usually when you walk in, you can sometimes hear people walking by outside in the hallways, or you could hear, or the air conditioning unit is running. It's not a great sound, it's a common sound, but this time the door was really extremely noisy, just the bathroom door, but it wasn't a big deal. So here's the sound. I wouldn't say that you're going to enjoy it, but just check it out. This is what I captured using my cell phone. So just hearing that sound, I turned it down because, to me it feels like someone taking their fingernails and scraping a chalkboard, or using chalk to slowly write across the chalkboard somehow. But the sound is what it is. It's it's a creaky sound, and it's I don't know. Well, the door hinge didn't look rusty because it was a nice hotel, but I guess it just could use a little spray. But that's what happens when you're out. I'm always able to find something. And with technology, I always have access to capturing sounds, either with my microphones or with my cell phone. If I'm not prepared, I'll use my cell phone. So in a way, I'm always prepared for something. Because if it's a sound I just don't want to miss out on, I will most certainly grab my cell phone and get to work, because most of the time the sounds, I don't really lose any quality. It sounds just fine, just the way it would probably sound if I use my professional microphones. There it goes. There we are for this week. Just something quick. I was on vacation, now I'm back. And even though I was on vacation, I'm still thinking about sounds. So thanks for listening. Thanks for showing up. And thank you most of all for taking the time to check out this podcast. We'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. If you found value in what you've heard, I kindly ask you to spread the word about the Sound Creator Podcast. Share it with your friends, colleagues, and anyone who shares your fascination for the power of sound. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your preferred platform so you never miss an episode. You can also stay connected with me through my main website at cedricblack.com or at @cedblack on Instagram. Thank you once again for being part of this incredible journey. I look forward to bringing you more captivating episodes in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and let the light be your guide.